Hello and welcome to another episode of Come Back Stronger, where we bring you stories of people who have faced adversity, overcome their challenges, and have come back stronger. And today we have Landus Anderson. Oh my gosh, Landus.
We
This
love that.
guy is he has an incredible story.
Yeah.
I love him to death. So tell us about Landus.
Well, he had an unfortunate birth injury. And it's funny because he's being interviewed by our law partner, Carrie Roan, who also does medical malpractice with me. And when we hear the term shoulder dystocia, we know that's an obstetrical emergency. And he was unfortunately a child born with that. His shoulder became impacted during birth. And instead of doing the maneuvers to pop it out, they kind of did things that made it worse, kind of pressed down. And it ends up being like a stretching injury right here. And it'll end up with what is commonly referred to as like a clubfoot type of a hand. And depending on the extent of the injury, it can be lifelong, and it can be where you really don't have any effective use of that hand. And that's what happened to this young man.
It's called Erbs Palsy,
Erbs
right?
Palsy is what it produces. But this man just said, this is not for me. I want to play sports. I want to go on and reach my potential. I want to become a lawyer. And it was really exciting to hear his journey.
So basically, Landus became a one-armed basketball player.
Who does that?
I mean,
Landus.
this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And not only does he become a basketball player despite his challenges, but he's a all-star athlete in high school, and he goes on to play basketball in college. I mean, that is an extremely high level for someone with two hands, but I mean, I'm just incredibly impressed by Landus.
Yeah, you're going to love this interview.
Yes. All right, so we're gonna go to the interview, and then we will see you when we come back.
And you know what the insurance company offered him? $5,000.
That
Really? He's completely blind, and they offer him $5,000. Ask him to sign a release.
To a lot of people, especially when they're hurting and when they're down and when they're vulnerable, $5,000 is a life-changing amount of money.
Yeah.
And they're not looking at the value of what has been lost. They're not looking at what it would take to make that person whole, which is our job.
Yeah.
That's our job. Their job isn't. Their job is to save the insurance company money.
Right.
And they look at this person and they go, I bet $5,000 would get your full attention. Right. And they come in and they dangle it with a settlement release, and then once you sign it, you're done. You can't come back to us and ask us to wave a magic wand and make that go away. That can't go away.
My client didn't accept the $5,000. We took him all the way to trial. We got a $5 million verdict.
Welcome back to Come Back Stronger, where we are introducing you to Landus Anderson, the man who has Erbs Palsy with one arm and ended up being a basketball player with the other. Stay tuned for a really exciting interview.
Landus, thank you so much for being here with us on the Come Back Stronger show.
Thanks for having me.
I loved the first minute I met you, and I was so excited for you to come on the show, and I'm so happy to have you here.
Glad to be here.
So when you were born with shoulder dystocia. So as you came out, your shoulder got trapped, and then as a result, you have something called Erbs Palsy.
Yep.
Can you describe that for our listeners?
So at birth, my shoulders were very broad, and I was just normal birth. I got stuck due to my broad shoulders.
Big boy.
Yeah, and the doctor kind of yanked me out by my right arm and disconnected nerves from my spinal cord, and it resulted in a permanent injury. So
yeah, doctors should not do that.
No, not at all.
When I was a defense lawyer, I had a case where a doctor pulled a baby out by his arm and it caused Erbs Palsy. And he had pretty severe disability of his hand, so he really couldn't use his hand to do anything. Is that how your hand wound up?
Well, I wasn't supposed to be able to walk.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be able to do a lot of things, but you know how that goes.
Yeah.
It worked out quite fine. Lack of a range of motion in my right arm, though. Motion is pretty limited. Can't really bend my wrist as much, but make it work.
So how was that as a kid growing up with a right hand that's not very functional?
It's really weird.
Yeah?
It was really weird. It created a lot of opportunity for introspection, Walked around, I would go in restaurants, people staring at me, people coming up to me asking what's wrong with your arm, and for a lot of my life I felt kind of insecure about it. I felt like I was lacking. I didn't feel normal. And it got to the point where I started wondering, why are people asking me questions? It made me want to ask them questions as well. Like, what's wrong with you? Stop asking me questions. But it led to me having a conversation with my grandmother, and this was one of the most fundamental conversations I've ever had. And I asked her, like, grandmother, like, what's wrong with me? Why are people always staring at me? Why are people always asking me questions? And I remember it was, I think, my first day of school, I believe, starting school. And I did not want to go to school. I felt, like I wasn't a normal human being. And she said to me that day, everyone's going through something, and sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. And I never forgot that. So that kind of translated into my purpose in life, and trying to help people tap into, their shortfalls, as the world may call it, and have them embrace it and kind of turn it into something positive for themselves. Yeah.
That's right. So did you do that with your Erbs Palsy? Did you turn it into a positive for yourself?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you've got an incredible story from being, a D1 athlete, a basketball player, MVP type basketball player, going to law school, graduating law school. Now you're a lawyer. I mean, I want to talk about all of that. Yeah. But tell me about your journey as a basketball player. So, obviously basketball players use two hands, right? And you only have one hand to use.
Yeah.
So how did that, why did you even get into basketball, and how did it make you the player that you became?
Apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. My dad played right here in Tallahassee at Florida A&M.
Nice.
My mom played at Florida State College in Jacksonville for about 2 years, but most of my family played basketball. And back to my grandmother, she's kind of my rock. And I remember, being in the living room, and she was in her room, and my grandmother loves Lifetime Network. She loves Lifetime movies. And she's like, Landus, come here, hurry, you're gonna miss it. And they had this thing where they would, call me in the room, and I come running, and then they'd say, turn the light off. Just playing a joke on me. But this time she was serious.
I see. Like, bring me a glass of water.
Yeah,
okay.
So it went to commercial break, and I'm like, Grandma, you're playing. Like, she's like, no, just wait. And I'll never forget it. Ashley and Brittany Hansel. I saw two heads, one body, and these Siamese twins.
Oh, Siamese twins.
Yeah, they were swinging a softball bat.
Wow.
Hit the ball, ran to first base, and I never felt different again. Like, from that day, I knew that I would not make any excuses. But back to your question, basketball, it was rough. I had to compete. I had to be strong, physically and mentally, because of my condition. There were players who would, try and use that against me. And there were parents that would say, he can't do this. He only has one arm, and, hurtful things. But I was kind of in my element on the basketball court. And I can remember, it's clear as day, looking at my mom, and, a parent would say one thing, and I look at my mom, and she kind of grit her teeth like, you better go, boy.
Right.
And
prove him wrong.
Yeah. And from then it was, the rest was history.
Sounds like basketball's in your blood, though.
Yeah, 100%.
And it doesn't sound like your parents ever let you slack off at all.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's okay, you've got Erbs Palsy, it's okay, you only have one functioning hand. They probably never gave you any excuses like that, right?
Yeah, I'm so grateful for my support system. I must say I have the #1 support system in the world. Speak a lot about my grandmother, but my mom, she really instilled a lot into me as well. She taught herself how to tie her shoes with one arm, just so she could teach me, because she would not allow the word can't to be in my vocabulary.
That's awesome.
She would always say to me, your attitude determines your altitude in life. So to me, that means, things happen to you. 10% of life is cliche. 10% of life is what happens to you. 90% is how you respond.
That's right.
I still apply that to my decision making and judgment today.
So tell me a little bit about your success as a basketball player. You played at Florida High, right?
Yep.
And I know you were all Big Bend, and I know you went to several tournaments. You were MVP. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay.
In very little time. Give me your whole resume.
Yeah, I remember, so I played at James A. Shanks Middle School over in Quincy. And
yeah.
we played against Florida High, and I remember At halftime, the score was 32-4, and we were like killing them. But then you fast forward to high school as a freshman. I started at Florida High, and I remember having my friend introduce me to the basketball coach, and I'm like, it's Coach Anthony Robinson and Coach Blizzard over there.
Coach Rob is still there.
Yeah, he's still there. So I had my friend say, hey, Landus wants to play basketball. He's asking when can he try out, and Coach Rob says to me, what do you mean when can you try out? Boy, you're going to be on varsity. So
awesome.
I started on varsity as a freshman. Averaged, a good amount of points.
What was your position?
I was small forward. I played the 3, so on the wing, and yeah, it was a good time.
Nice.
But, yeah, I had a well-rounded stat sheet.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, yeah. I was all about winning, though. Did whatever it took to win.
And then you were a 5-star recruit, right, for college?
Yeah, I remember in high school wanting to be I remember a lot of, news reporters and people interviewing me asking that I want to be the first, college basketball player with one arm. And for me then, I didn't see it as such. I just wanted to be a college basketball player.
Right.
So I did whatever it took to reach that goal for myself.
Right.
Yep.
That's amazing. So where'd you play in college?
Started out at Eastern Florida State College down in Melbourne and played 2 years there.
Which is D1, right?
Yep. Coach Jeremy Shulman. Yep. Had a good time down there.
Let me just recap real quick. You're essentially a one-handed, one-armed basketball player who was a 5-star recruit and played D1 basketball in the state of Florida. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I'll take it.
And then you went up to Chicago.
Yep.
Where'd you play in Chicago?
University of St. Francis. So it's in a small town called Joliet, just 30 minutes south. And Coach Ryan Marks, he's a great coach. He really embraced me, wrapped his arms around me, and kept me warm in the cold. He took care of me up there. And from going from Quincy, Florida, small country
to
town,
Chicago.
it's my hometown.
Yeah.
I remember just looking at these buildings like wow.
Yeah.
So that's when my brain began to expand a bit and know that there was a lot more world out there, and it was on me to go out and, gather resources and kind of bring them back to my hometown.
Grab it, right?
Yep.
When we come back from the break, I wanted to talk to you about what you're doing now and how everything you learned as a kid and playing basketball has translated into your life now and the success you've had now.
What an incredible story. What was your biggest takeaway so far?
I liked what he shared about his grandmother, and I liked, that you can. She showed him things. She didn't just tell him things. She would say, look, you see these people, the Siamese twins, and you see what they're doing, or I can do this. I'm learning to tie my shoe with one hand because I'm going to show you how to do it. So it always takes somebody just kind of showing you the way.
That support
sometimes
system
a little push
is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was an incredible element of his life, and we see that in a lot of the comeback stories, is that the person, a lot of times it's a person that has a conversation with the person that is the victim or that has suffered a loss, and they change their entire life. A lot of times it's a mentor or a teacher or a police officer, and a lot of times it's a grandmother or a parent, but it's that support system that makes all the difference sometimes.
And a lot of times these people are unwitting mentors. They don't really realize it. It could be, how many times do we hear people say, I just had this one encounter. I met this person one time and what they said changed my life. So remember that always. You could be an inspiration to a lot of people, like Landus, and he turns around and becomes an inspiration to so many other people as well.
I love the story about when he saw the Siamese twins playing softball, and he said, I'm never going to make an excuse again. I love that. That empowered him, and so this is what that says to me, is that when you overcome a challenge, you overcome an obstacle, I say go scream it at the rooftops, because when people see that you've done it, then they say, I can do it too. And that makes all the difference in the world. It makes all the difference. I love the fact that he's out here telling his story. All right, so we're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to hear the second part of Carrie Roan's interview with Landus.
It's also important to have lawyers who understand the juries.
100%.
So where you grow up in a place and you understand what makes people from that place proud. And in the Panhandle, what is that? Well, we have the world's widest sand beaches, the beautiful nature of the place, but also the strong connection to the armed forces.
It's important
to hire a lawyer who understands the culture of where you're going to be and has an idea of the kind of people who will be on the jury should you have to try the case. And you better believe the insurance companies who will be deciding the value of the case, they look into that.
I once had a case where the attorney was from Chicago and he came down to this area in the Panhandle and he kept talking about Wakulla, but he didn't know how to say Wakulla. And it came out all different sorts of ways, and I thought, oh man, if you get in front of a jury down here.
Welcome back to Come Back Stronger, where we're about to show you the second part of the interview with Landus Anderson. Landus, an incredible young man who was born with a defective arm, Erbs Palsy, and ended up becoming a basketball champion, going on to play college basketball, and then ultimately becoming a lawyer. This is a great interview. I can't wait for you to see the second part.
So Landus, during the break, you were telling me about this blueprint that you created for your life, and it started when you were a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
What's that all about?
Basketball it can be a challenging sport. So to kind of, be more efficient and achieve the ultimate goal of winning, I had to learn, how to remain positive and be that source of positivity for my team. Mm-hmm. I had to learn how to promote unity and, teamwork, because the best teams win the game. It's not an individual sport. So
that's right.
I bring that positivity. I bring that sense of unity to my professional life. I'm all about bridging gaps and kind of bringing people together and, teaching people to be positive and respond the best way they can to adversity. And the same way that I competed on the basketball court, I certainly compete in my professional life as well.
That's right.
Why not me?
So I have a question. It's kind of a practical question.
Okay.
I'm sure that you had days in basketball which were more challenging than basketball players who have two hands, two arms, right? And can you give us an example of maybe one of those days where you were really struggling, trying to figure out how to do a free throw with one hand, or trying to figure out stuff and you were really down on yourself? What did you feel like then, and how did you pick yourself up out of that and tell yourself to persevere and keep going?
Hard work.
Yeah.
It's no secret. It's just hard work. I can remember since a kid, rain, sunshine. I lived on a hill, so my driveway kind of had a slope to it, and I would just do ball handling drills, up and down that hill, rain or sunshine, hot or cold, you know what I mean? And just hard work. One of the main struggles was being able to dribble to the right hand side, because I'm left-handed, and just worked on different ball handling drills to be able to go behind my back and use my quick first step and, go between my legs to get kind of where I want to get on the basketball court. Think about my middle school basketball coach, where some players would have to do, say, push-ups if we were being punished for doing something wrong. I'm just pounding the basketball for 30 minutes with my left arm. So it got to the point where it just kind of came natural to me to be able to get wherever I needed to get on the court. And that's all due to hard work. And that goes back to what we just discussed about, my blueprint in basketball and translating that to my professional and personal life. It's
right.
And, the first time you do something, it's always challenging. It's always, something new. It's always uncomfortable.
It's a struggle.
Yeah. And the more you do it, it's like,
the better you get.
It's easy,
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it was with me in basketball. And it's kind of how I'm hoping it will be
as a lawyer.
Yeah, as a lawyer.
Yeah, it was like that in law school, right? I mean, you start law school and you don't even know what a tort is or what torts class is about. And then when you're at the end of that torts class, you're like, oh, I got this.
Yeah. 100%.
Just perseverance through hard work.
Yeah, and I think that's with anything. I think my message to, younger men and younger women as well is the first time you do something, think about it. It was very challenging. And the more that you do it, the more that you apply yourself, the easier it becomes, and then you can teach someone else to do it. So
it takes a lot of mental strength and focus, though.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have a voice inside your head saying, it's just too hard, just quit, you're tired?
Bar prep. I would be lying if I said no to your previous question. Studying for the bar exam was the most challenging time of my life, and I still feel myself kind of recovering. I'm used to being positive all the time. I'm used to being that source of positivity for those that struggle to be positive.
Yeah.
And during bar prep, it was me in the books, and I'm a people person, so a lot of times I felt like a caged bird. It's easy to get down on yourself, so I had to kind of, write positive affirmations to myself. I had to meditate. I had to pray a bit more. But I feel myself literally still getting back to homeostasis. I'm used to just being positive, but I had to try to be positive.
Yeah, the bar exam is no joke. I mean, it's probably 2 solid months of every day, all day studying for the entire time, and then you doubt yourself the entire time. You doubt yourself till you get your results back, but you passed.
I passed.
You passed. And you're working as a lawyer in Tallahassee.
Yep.
What are you doing, and who are you working with?
So I'm working at this firm, Stearns Miller. We have 5 offices across Florida, Coral Gables, Miami.
It's a big deal. It's a big firm.
Yep.
It's an old firm with a history and a great reputation.
Yeah, and one of the most important things to me, and that's the culture of Stearns Miller. I'm excited to be able to learn from not just geniuses, but awesome people.
Yeah.
They actually care about the attorneys, they care about the paralegals, they care about the legal assistants, they care about the law clerks.
You got a big job.
Yeah.
So are you intimidated now with what you're doing because it's all new, right?
I thought that getting through law school on the other side, things would be easier. But the way that my mind is set up and the way that I want to learn and just know as much as I can and be a part of as many things as I can, it can be a gift and a curse. You can spread yourself thin. So I'm learning that I kind of have to, reel it in a bit, focus and become, good at a couple things, great at a couple things rather than being good at a lot of things.
Yeah. So what's next for you? Are you doing anything in the community? Are you helping kids? Are you coaching basketball? What do you see next for you as far as giving back?
It's my why. That's my purpose in life. I know that I'm here to inspire as many people as I can and teach people to embrace, their struggles. So like we talked about bar prep, that was a very hard time in my life. But the reason that I was able to get through it is because I realized that my life is not about me.
Yeah.
So I'm all about community. I'll brag a bit. As a law student,
Please do.
One of my most proud accomplishments was establishing the FSU Law and NIMS pre-law mentoring program. And this is where the FSU Law School, they partner with NIMS middle school here in town, with at-risk youth, and they mentor them and they present the idea of becoming an attorney. Like that's one of my most proudest accomplishments because it's about the kids first. I'm also working in our land use department over at Stearns Miller, working in government affairs a bit. So I'm hoping to kind of contribute to economic development in traditionally underserved communities.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We are going to watch your star soar really, really high in the sky, and I can't wait. And I'm so glad I get to be a part of it. Thank you for being on our show.
Of course.
I love your story, and I can't wait to watch you grow as a lawyer.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Wow.
A blueprint for life that involves perseverance through hard work and overcoming challenges, and now he's got this mission. This is a classic comeback story. This is a comeback stronger story like nobody ever expected. I'm just so excited.
I like him. I'm so impressed with him by so many in so many ways. First of all, I'm glad he came back to his hometown.
Yes.
But I'd hate to lose him to Miami and all those other great places that I'm sure would love to have him. But he seems to be so tied to his support system and so thankful to the people who helped him get where he is. And this whole thing with the FSU Law and the NIMS pre-law partnership, I participated in that and been out there, and I want to speak more on that after we get back to the break. But he's just so inspirational. And who does these things while they're still in law school? I was just trying to get out. I was trying to get out and trying to study for that test too, but I wasn't thinking the way he was so early. But I think this comes from just day one with him. Help others.
100%. Well, it's really cool how, and he's an example of how when you overcome one challenge, then it gives you the strength and the confidence to tackle other challenges, which is what he had to do with going to law school and taking the bar exam. So we're going to go to another commercial break, but when we come back, we've got a lot more to talk about with regards to Landus Anderson.
No person wants to go through this. No amount of money is going to make someone want to go through a car accident and go through all this pain and suffering and treatment. A client that's hurt has had MRIs that show that they're hurt, and the insurance company goes, no, not our problem. And so you have to fight them for it when the client wouldn't want to go through any of this anyway.
The insurance companies know that. They know this person's already hurting. This person knows they're up against people that they're not equipped to fight. And they know that if they just pound on them and just maintain that position, they'll eventually wear them down. Not if you got the right lawyer.
I can't tell you how many times I have demanded that an insurance company pay my client the maximum amount, the policy limit, and they make a couple $1,000 offer. I turn around, I sue them the next day, then they're begging me to accept the policy limit, just like that.
That's because they know that they're conducting business in bad faith.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Come Back Stronger, where we just heard the two interviews with Landus Anderson, and he is a young man who basically became a basketball player with one arm, and he went on to play college ball, and then now he came to FSU to go to become a lawyer and just pass the bar exam.
Yeah.
What an impressive young man.
Yeah, he sure was. And, you know, with the giving back thing and encouraging other people to be lawyers, I would imagine, you know, he's told us that he didn't think he would be in sports. He thought a lot of doors would be shut to him. So, you know, seeing him walk through those doors, I think is going to be very impactful and powerful to these young people that he's mentoring. And, you know, NIMS is a middle school in our area, and I'm sure all of our viewers have middle schools and things like that where they're trying to encourage people, young children, to be exposed to careers in the legal field. And to be a part of that and get these kids when they're so young and so impressionable, when they can go down the wrong path, which is very easy to do in middle school, and to direct them and be a part and say, listen, I did it, you saw me, you can do it too. I mean, you know, with everything else he's got going on, to have that heart to give back.
100%. The most powerful thing that he said was that it's my mission in life and my purpose is to help other people tap into their shortfalls and to turn them into a positive. And that's exactly what he's done. He took the fact that he had one arm and became this huge basketball player, and now he's inspiring and motivating people, these children at NIMS Middle School, and he developed a whole program for them to help them get into law school. This is what Coming Back Stronger is all about, is taking pain and turning into a purpose, and then helping other people come back stronger.
And a lot of times you just need the plan. You need the motivation, which you got from his support system, and then you need the plan. He had the discipline to create that blueprint for basketball and then for life. And he's leading other people too. He's just a fantastic human.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Please join us next week for another amazing story of somebody who has come back stronger. Can't wait to see you next week.
You know what else I think makes women a little bit better at this job as trial lawyers is our ability to communicate. You know, there's an old joke that women say 10,000 words to every 10 words that a man says. But the success in this job is based on building relationships and communicating. We're trying to present our evidence, we're trying to communicate to our clients, communicate to insurance companies, all just to get a deal done, to get our clients money for pain and suffering and lost wages and medical bills. And I think when you're a better communicator and when you're used to communicating like that, you just do a better job.
You know, one of the unique advantages I think we have as women lawyers is, of course, other women are going to feel comfortable sharing things with us, but also find that men are often more comfortable talking to a woman about really delicate things, the things that make them feel like they're not in control and they're not doing right by their families, or they're just not who they think they should be in the world. I use